Hi, just a quick follow-up video to the video I just released like a couple of hours ago, which was the teardown and sort of like depodding and reverse engineering of the Hoymiles Microinverter. And a couple of eagle-eyed viewers spotted something that, yeah, I got wrong. A couple of things, actually. So I didn't want to pull the video and lose all the comments and everything else and re-edit it. So I'll just do this follow-up video. So thank you for the couple of eagle-eyed viewers who realized quite a large mistake in the reverse engineering is this thing. And this is what happens when you don't engage your brain and you just press record and you just, you know, draw some stuff and yap on and then whack it on YouTube. So yeah, oops. Now the issue is here, right? So here's the top and bottom of the depodded microinverter board. This all looks fine here. By the way, a couple of people pointed out, yep, I forgot about this one. These little transformers down here, these are actually current transformers, TR101 and 102 and TR100. And this makes sense because look, if you got the current flowing through here like this. So I should have actually looked up the number on these because these are a very cute little current transformer. We can have a look at the data sheet here. They're actually pulse, it's a Yago one. So once again, you know, top quality stuff in here. Anyway, so up to 20 amps, 20 kilohertz to 1 meg. Yeah, so they're little current transformers. Looks like, what have we got? We've got the 100:1 turns ratio, which is common in the solar, all of the solar current transformers, for example, you know, like my solar analytics one, they're all like 100:1 current transformer ratio. So yeah, that's pretty groovy, isn't it? Look, and yeah, they don't have physically how it works, but it looks like it flows through the actual metal on top. So yeah, it looks like it actually, does it flow through that metal there on top, and that is the current. Well, that's the only thing that can withstand 20 amps, otherwise it's internally, but yeah, it flows through there, and then it's got these secondary turns. So, and Bob's your uncle, and of course you can turn it into a voltage output one by putting a resistor across that. So you can, current transformers gives you current output. And by the way, if you leave a current transformer open circuit, then yeah, the voltage just goes to, in theory, infinite, but you know, there are limits until it breaks down. So yes, don't clamp on your current transformers and have the output leads just flapping around in the breeze, because they can generate a really high voltage. You cannot beat the laws of physics, Captain. So yes, if you want to convert it to voltage, simply put a suitable spec resistor across there and converts current to voltage. Easy. But yeah, they're really quite cool. So that's that is number one. Current transformer. I should have just looked at the part number and thought about it a bit more. Once again, you know, if I got to put more thought into my videos. But anyway, the major thing up here is this transformer up here, which I thought was a isolation transformer. I don't know why. Just looking at the arrangement, it's obvious that they've got a core going around here like this, okay? And the yellow is a coil. So you've got one coil on top and one coil on bottom. This is not a transformer. This is a common mode choke. Common mode because it uses the same core, and it's choke. So this is actually a common mode inductor. So this is all part of the filtering. So this is not actually correct. So we need to kill that, and we need to redraw that. So we need to go like that. There you go. And like that, we'll draw them on the inside like that, because then it shows that they're, well, they're common mode like that, okay? So they're inductors. So all of this main stuff from right down here, right over to here like this is all, well, and it goes under here as well. This is all primary side like this. So all of your isolation is being done under here like that, in these main transformers like this. And this is obvious. Once again, if I gave it 2 seconds thought, at 50, because this would have to be like 50 hertz, and at 50 hertz, that tiny little transformer ain't gonna do it, okay? And this is why they're at higher frequency switching, they can get away with smaller transformers here like this. But yeah, there's your galvanic isolation. Is, well, it's goes through under those resistors, and there's your galvanic isolation like that, which actually I'll draw the galvanic isolation. Galvanic isolation goes under like that, under the transformer, under those resistors, and around like that. And you should be able to see that on the other side. There it is there. You can physically see the galvanic isolation like that, going around like that. And once again, it's fairly obvious, just looking at the top here, right? It's, yeah, it's just dumb. So anyway, yeah, we've got the dual transformer interleaved flyback here, and then we still have the H-bridge, like I said, but basically, yeah, we've got the output inductors like this, and that all forms part of the output filtering like this. So we've got our cap here, and then our common mode inductor, and then our filtering here. Probably this one and that one, is it? And these ones are after the relay here. So yeah, there you go. Yeah, Now somebody did actually mention also about the isolation down here, about the creepage isolation, and how, well, that's not really important because we've got galvanic isolation here and there's no need for the current to flow from here to here. Well, not really, because you have to assume, the reason the galvanic isolation is there is because you have to assume a fault on the secondary side. You know, the solar panel, you know, something's happened in this circuitry, something's happened in your physical install with your solar panels, which are all earthed, by the way. They're all earthed back to your mains earth and up here as well. So they're all connected. All your physical panels, you know, if you get water ingress in your panels, and there's, right? So you can get leakage from your mains earth through your solar panels back to this side, right? If you've got a failed solar panel, bad installation, water ingress, whatever it is, right? And then that's when you have to have galvanic isolation between there. That's when it actually matters. So yes, otherwise they wouldn't bother on the PCB. It's all part of the galvanic isolation. Yeah, so all of this space, all this clearance here under here is all part of the galvanic isolation, just like you get here. In fact, that looks smaller actually. Yeah, there's a smaller path there actually, and that's all part of and also including the galvanic isolation in your transformers here as well. And yeah, so it's all part of it. So you have to have that clearance there. It's just as important as having the galvanic isolation in your transformers. So that's that. And also somebody very sharply, I'm here all week, sharply, get it? Gas discharge tube, sharp points, that's why I'm here all week. Yeah, I got this wrong, and that the gas discharge tube is not directly across there, it's there. Not my pen. It's more likely in series with the MOV, and sure enough, it is in series with the MOV. If you jump over to the bottom here, the GDT is, yeah, the GDT is here, and then the MOV goes over like that or something, doesn't it? Yes, it is in series. Yes. In fact, you got two identical MOVs there, is it? Anyway, yeah, you can dick around with that, but yes, I do believe that the discharge tube GDT is in series with the MOV there. So yeah, there you go. That's I think they were the main issues that people pointed out, so thank you very much. Yeah, that was really obvious. Duh. I'll probably still get emails in a year's time from that video going, oh, no, I think this is not a isolation transformer because it's too small for the 50 hertz, and yeah, it's it's an inductor. It's part of the output filtering. And yep, there you go. So I hope you enjoyed that little update. As always, thoughts and comments down below. Catch you next time.